Howdy everyone, it's David Ryan, Soapmaker 2025, and today I'm starting a brand new project. It's something I've never done before. It's a melt and pour soap. The difference between cold process, what I have been doing, and melt and pour is cold process takes all the raw materials and makes new soap, and melt and pour is pre-existing soap that more glycerin has been added to, so all you have to do is melt it in either a double boiler or the microwave, add whatever additives that you want, and then pour it into the mold. And so I have got my Brambleberry melt and pour today. So in addition to starting the project, I will also be doing an unboxing. So I will transfer my camera over to something that is more conducive to that, hopefully. Okay, to start things off, and actually not only did I get a box from Brambleberry, but I also got one from Micas. So before I go anywhere, and just so no one sees where I live, I'm covering it up with a paper towel. I'm going to attempt to open the Mica box. And that Mica is pretty cool because whenever you buy a product, they usually give you a sample of something else. So I'm looking forward to actually seeing what that is. So first, paper. I ordered the Koi Orange Mica, which is a reddish orange, pretty bright. And then I also got the bright yellow raincoat yellow, and then also some Steelworks, which is a kind of a shiny gray, darker. It's darker than the gray I already have, so I'm hoping I can use it to darken things. And a little surprise pouch thingy, which has... Actually, no, this is the other... actually, no. I don't think I ordered the taxi cab. I ordered a sample of another yellow, but I don't think it was that one. Actually, this is probably the... No, I did order the taxi cab, but this is probably the other thing. And I got Jazzy Banana plant-based glitter, which actually I might put some of that in the stars for this because that would make them kind of shiny. And so that's cool. They also give you a little bitty Swedish fish snack thingy. So that's it for the Micas unboxing. I will put that right there. And now I will unbox the Brambleberry. So I got... That's an advertisement for their current fragrance collection that they're going for. Paper, and 4 pounds of their just white melt and pour soap base. So now, the thing that I will be doing, and through the magic of jump cuts, I will now be talking about what I'll be doing today. So this is going to be a multi-day project because part of the design that was requested is white stars on a field of blue. So I have a star mold that, and I only have one of them, so I'm going to have to make one today and one tomorrow before I can actually do what I need to do. So basically what this is a column mold, and you fill it and it makes one giant column of soap. And the cool thing is when you have a loaf mold like this, all you have to do is pour in part of your whatever other soap you're using, put the soap cane down in it so it fills the entire thing, and then pour the rest of the soap over it. And so this is actually longer than my mold, so I will be filling it close to the top because it's better to have extra and then cut it down than not make it long enough. So today's thing is I'm going to be cutting part of this base down, melting it, putting it in there, and then setting it up so I don't really have anything large enough to hold it up. Actually, that would work. And then it takes about 2 hours to fully set up, and then I can pull it apart, unmold it, clean out the mold, and then let it dry and go for round 2. And then the third part will be putting everything together. Got to have all the elements ready beforehand, so you're not scrambling around to get everything. So I will, once I get my melt and pour soap cut up and melted, I will show you the rest of that process. Okay, so usually you cut your melt and pour down into more or less even cubes because you don't want to overheat any specific one of them, so you want them to be even in the microwave. Now, might help if I got all of the plastic wrap off of them. Maybe. So I am going to this measuring cup right here. So I'm going to start off with 3/4 of a pound and melt that down, and if I need to melt more and top it off a little bit more, then I can. So I will have done about 3 or 4 15-second bursts, and it's about halfway melted, so just a little up. Okay, so as you can see, my melt and pour is all smooth and creamy. It has it does actually have a smell to it, kind of tart, but nothing. Any kind of fragrance that you'd add to it would overpower that pretty easily. I'm not adding fragrance to the embeds. I'm only going to be adding it to the blue soap because this is just a very small part. I'm not, I realized after I said maybe I'll add the glitter that since my phone is up there and I don't know how fast I'd be able to get a response, since they didn't ask for glitter, I shouldn't add glitter because they might not want it. So now I'm going to make sure that my mold is tight so it doesn't run out. And I'm going to put a double layer paper towel down, so if I spill it, it doesn't go everywhere. And now pour. I think that was probably about a quarter of the melt and pour that I did. So now I'm going to wait until this is, I'm not going to obviously hold it, but I'm going to put it over here. So yeah, that is how you make an embed using a column mold. So I'm going to let this sit up. I'll probably unmold this one tonight and then do the next one, and then I will show you, I will video unmolding at least one of them, and then I will show you the rest of the process of making a melt and pour soap with embeds. Okay, so a few days later, and 2 soap embeds completed. I have already unmolded the first one because I only have 1 mold, so here is what it looks like when I unmold the second one. So got to be very careful because you can actually very easily bend these. In fact, the other one is actually slightly bent from when I took it out, so it's best to try and dislodge it first, and then don't just yank it out. And then you'll notice that there's some ridges in the middle. Brambleberry sells a tool to get them off, but I found that you can just pull them off quite easily. Although if you felt the need, you could probably just use a paring knife. Just go through. It's very sticky soap when it's dry, actually. And so now that I've got that finished, the next thing I need to do is move that out of the way for right now. Cut them to fit the mold. So I've trimmed this one down a little bit because the tops of them have a weird edge to them, so looks like I'll need to cut and I'm going to save that to melt down again. Doesn't quite fit, so nope, not quite. Now, there we go, it fits. So now I'm going to cut off the really rough end of that, and just a very fine slice of that end because it has a weird groove on it. And then we're going to go right here. And now they both fit in the mold. So the next step is I need to weigh these to find out how much soap is already in them. So get my scale and zero it out. We're going to do, since I measured out that this batch is going to be about 3 pounds 2 ounces. We will wait, that already had a so okay, this is 4.1 ounces. So that means that I need to weigh out a total of... Okay, so I found out that weighing things out on top of the stove gives me inaccurate results. I found that out because I just teared it out, put one of the 1 pound blocks on there, and it said it only weighed 9 ounces. So I put it on a much more stable surface and measured everything out. Turns out these are actually about 2.5 ounces a piece. So I have everything measured out my fragrance oils, I got my mica ready. So now I am going to pop this in the microwave for short bursts until it is all melted. I'll give you some updates in the process of doing so. Midway look at it. I probably should have done this in smaller batches. There's a big chunk in the middle. I'm keeping an eye on the temperature because I know you're not supposed to get it above a certain temperature, so every once in a while I am stirring it around to help it melt while also keeping the temperature down and keeping an eye on it. It's almost done now, almost ready. Okay, and it is all melted, it is all smooth. I think there's one small chunk in there, but I don't want to risk overheating it just to get that melted. And I know I'm supposed to wait till it's about 135 to add the fragrance oil, so it's about 140 right now. So I will go ahead and add 1.5 teaspoons of Key West Blue from Mad Micas. Not sponsored or anything, just letting y'all know what I'm using, so in case you want the same color. I am going to make a point to actually say that, so YouTube doesn't get on me for 1 teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon. And get that out of the way. I'll get that all mixed up in here. Temperature now. It is about 136, so wish this was a darker blue, but it's pretty blue. $135. So gonna add in the Honeysuckle Fragrance Oil from P&J Fragrance. You can find them on Amazon, or they have their own website. I'm also not affiliated or sponsored by them. I'm adding about 0.6 ounces. That says you can put about with fragrance oils, you can put 0.3 ounces per pound, and I believe my friend said she wanted this to be more on the lighter side, so I'm erring on the side of caution. Let's not over-scent it and make it more on the middle range. It smells really nice, so I'm going to get that out of the way. And now I'm going to take a moment to reposition everything, and then get to the soapy goodness. Okay, I've got my mold, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour out some of this melt and pour into a smaller container in order to pour one thin layer of melt and pour in the mold. And then I'm going to take some rubbing alcohol, and then I'm going to let that set for just a second. Okay, now that first layer has firmed up a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit more second layer. Then I'm going to put this first soap cane down in it. There. Now you can safely pour. Not true. Not entirely safe to pour that quite yet. I'm gonna let that set for a second. Okay, actually didn't have to wait too incredibly long for the second layer to be good. I'm just gonna let this set a little bit, and then I can put one more star-shaped embed in there. And then everything will be good for the final pour. It's still good and liquidy. So I'm gonna try to put this one off to the side right here. And straighten it. Might be a little crooked, but let that set up a little bit. Okay, now that that layer has set up, I'm going to spray it a little bit with rubbing alcohol and pour this last layer top. And fill the mold. And then I'll get rid of the bubbles with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. And there is my first melt and pour project with embeds, and so I'll let it sit for about, I'll probably just go ahead and let it sit overnight and then cut it tomorrow so I can make sure that it's all set up, because it's Texas and it's kind of warm right now. So now for the final part of the video, the part everyone's been waiting for, the unmolding. So this is actually a lot heavier. Well, of course, I've only been working in 1 pound batches for the past while, so of course it's heavier, but it just feels a bit more dense than my normal soap that I do. But I also have a feeling that has to do with it being okay. So we're gonna carefully pull this back and unmold. It's smelling pretty good. I don't think the smell is... You can smell the fragrance just fine. It's not overly powerful or anything. Now, the soap canes did not go all the way to each end. Actually, you can kind of see the star right there. So I'm going to trim, before I actually do the cutting, I'm going to trim off the very end of each. My cheese slicer does not like melt and pour soap. I might have to... There we go. Yeah, this is not gonna work. I think it bent the wire, definitely. Yep, not gonna work. So I'm gonna have to go get my knife. Now, I don't actually have a small cutting board to do this on, so I'm just gonna it's shiny. So got the, actually I'm gonna go a little bit further so you can get both stars in that bar, and then put that over there. Then on this side, and reveal those. And then we're gonna go measure these. So gonna cut straight down. This didn't turn out exactly as I wanted. I was hoping the second star would be more up there. But I like how smooth the bar came out. And then second bar. I got a little gap right there, a little bubble gap with where the embed is in that section. Not too many bubbles so far. Which is something I was a bit worried about. I think if I tried this design again, I would go for 3 stars. And I think actually this would be much easier to do in cold process soap than melt and pour. I have a habit of stacking things as high as I possibly can. Whenever possible. So we're going to get two more bars out of this, 2 more full bars out of this. And a small thin bar. That's it for my first ever melt and pour project. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram and TikTok, Soapmaker 2025. And of course, hit that subscribe bell so you can get alerted when I upload more soapy goodness. See you next time.